Well, I'm Jessica Conti and a proud advisor here at the Board of Advisors community, and we're welcoming Sarah Naska today. I'm so excited to have this conversation with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
I have to ask you a few questions first. One is, when I met you a month ago, it was love at first sight, like BFF love, because you are really a powerful woman and very inspiring. And you shared, because you were a speaker at that event that I went to, and you shared, your network is your net worth. And then you shared about your multiple businesses. And I was like, how does this woman do it?
And everybody else wants to know. Well,
yeah, I have to start there because you do have multiple companies
Yes.
and a lot on your plate, a lot of capacity. So tell us, what is your main focus right now in the companies that you're building?
Yeah, so I am high capacity in the sense that I love to work.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely am a jack of all trades. I've learned a lot that school didn't teach me. So through the years, I've just dabbled in many industries. I work in private equity, corporate aviation sales, and leadership development. So we do a few things. I'm excited about being a part of the BA program on the advisors board here. It's exciting to be around innovation and creativity and people that are doing big things on big levels. So I'm excited to be here. It was great meeting you at that event. And that event, I was like, find your one person that you're going to follow up with. And you came up and was like, you're the one. And I'm like, you're the one. So I wasn't sure what that relationship would look like, right? When you meet somebody at an event, you don't know what that's going to turn into.
Yeah.
In some events, you just get their number and it goes in your phone and you're like, what was their name? I cannot remember. To follow back up with that girl, she was so fun. But, being able to follow back up with you and have conversations on the call, a Zoom call and collaborate and strategize. And then you invited me here. The one in Orange County first and the one here in Texas. So it's been an amazing experience being able to sharpen myself around other entrepreneurs that are doing big things. So yeah, I feel like I'm just getting started in business compared to some of these people. Even though I've been in the industry for 25 years and aviation almost 13 and coaching and leadership development for 25 years. So it's been a long run, but it also feels like very fresh and new season that I'm in, ready to scale the businesses. So yeah.
Well, you know what that initial attraction was when business owners meet other women business owners.
Yeah.
We see each other.
Birds
right?
of a feather.
We see each other. We know what it took to get to the top. We know what's on your shoulders.
Yeah.
And there's like this instant connection without even knowing. So
it really
we
is.
see each other's light.
Yeah. It is, because it's a rare breed. We women are rare. We entrepreneur women are rare too in male-dominated industries. It's incredible to have the support of female entrepreneurs having your back.
Talk about male-dominated industries.
Male-dominated
aviation company,
finance,
Sarah?
private equity, aviation, and
private
leadership.
equity. Okay, so 13 years with the aviation business.
Yes.
How did you get into that?
So I got my foot in through flight attending. As a private flight attendant for contractors. So I just went and got certified through FACS and flight safety, and I was just using it as a third gig to kind of kill time and create income and travel the world. It was like a midlife crisis thing. I was like, I'm in my mid-30s. What do I want to do? I need to see the world. I'm tired of just sitting here. So it was part of just a selfish motivation to create income. I could make money on a contract each day and then take that money to invest it in real estate. And so I did that. I started out doing that. I'd say yes or no to any flight. And as a contractor, I'd take burner trips a couple days or 2 weeks, depending on my schedule, what my kids were up to and what I had going on at home. I'd rearrange the lifestyle to make it work. And just worked that started out with random clients, then celebrity clientele, elite clientele after 10 years flight attending. So I worked my clients and we talked business, we talked numbers, we talked strategy. And a lot of them were like, why are you still the help on the plane? I'm like, I know. I love to travel though. But I got to a point where I wanted to pay for my own vacations and just create my own income and just do life like that and not just do it for work. So that's kind of how aviation started. And in the last year, I moved out to LA, started the aviation brokerage after lots of strategizing and planning in Savannah. And now I'm out in LA trying to live the dream and build the business, connect the dots, sell jets, and invest.
So you just started one day.
Yeah.
I'm going to leave the cockpit and go into the to own it.
Yeah, well, the margins are bigger. Yeah, the margins are way bigger. So it's like if I can utilize the skill set of my mind and in relationships, talking and building the relationships, then I can sell a jet, and it'd be easier. And then I can take the commission and go on vacation with my kids. Yeah, and meet them over there if I'm in a good relationship. So yeah, that's kind of how the thought just kind of started.
Yeah. Well, you're in a great community because there's probably a few colleagues here and board of advisors that are going to need a jet soon.
Yes, I am.
A few that have airplanes too.
Yes, this is a really rich group of people to be connected and networked with for sure.
Yes.
The future is bright.
Yeah. Where are you taking the aviation business from here?
So hopefully overseas. Hopefully it'll be global. I've got a lot of connections. I'm really working on my AI partnerships right now to kind of scale the business and be able to reach more people around the world. But yeah, hopefully globally. Take it from LA to London to Dubai.
It's so fascinating.
And back again.
No, if someone wants to, just have, charters, or access to the aircraft instead of actually purchasing one, is that an option to work with you?
It's definitely an option. I have brokers all over the country and the world that I have contacts with, and I just make a phone call. I'm just the face. So if you need something, in 24, 48 hours, I can get you a charter lined up. Everything's organized, ready to go. Wow. And I'll make a commission off that from the broker as well. So, yeah.
So I could just call you up and say, hey, I need a charter that needs to go somewhere. And
And then I make a call, and I've already got those partnerships in place. I've met with many of them face-to-face, done meetings, done work with. So, yeah, build those, strong clientele, pools through them. I can funnel clients back and forth. They can funnel clients to me as well. So, yeah.
Yeah. So you get to take your legs, your joy rides, they call it, right, too?
Sometimes. It depends on the flight. Yeah. We're starting to get more interest with entrepreneurs wanting to do podcast flights or masterminds or, things that include entrepreneurship where they're talking and strategizing and doing team building on the jet. So that's pretty exciting because that's a outside the box, classroom. You get to kind of just enjoy the skies and then write it off.
Absolutely.
Massive tax incentive.
That's a great idea. Podcasts, masterminds.
Jet sets, to a place where maybe it's a couple's thing. There's a lot of entrepreneurs that do it that way when they have their own jets, though, so they can charge a little bit. And make it happen.
It's just a fascinating business. That's probably why so many people are so intrigued when you say, I have an aviation company. You just, what do you do? How does that work?
Anything from a sale to managing the jet. So I had a client that was looking for a plane, and he was a producer. This didn't end up coming to the table because it was a very large project, and there were several things that made it not come to the table. But one of the things he was like, if I buy a jet, how am I going to staff it? What do I do after I buy the jet? How am I going to use this? And I was like, I can get everything organized for you as the management company. I have all of those partners as well. So I just make a phone call. They provide fuel companies. They provide, anything from cleaning the aircraft to scheduling, the pilots or the flight attendants that need grocery runs, catering orders, all that stuff I can do, as well as selling a basic jet or a large extreme Boeing, So, yeah, there's a lot of room in the industry. You can get really creative with it. And then with interior design, if people are looking for custom jets, I can help with that too. Help people kind of pick color schemes and wood palettes and stuff like that. Just kind of meet the need. And, so there's so many ways you can go, outside of that. Then you have investments. And people are investing in parts and parting out jets and planes to create income. So there's several ways that it keeps it fun and interesting.
Probably a lot of tax benefits to that, right?
So many tax write-offs available. And we have tax guys that can help with that. So if you're looking for a tax write-off, we got you covered.
Very impressive. Like a one-stop shop.
Exactly.
Now, how does that tie into you're running that business now, but you're also in private equity? Tell me more about that.
Yeah, so private equity, I do commercial projects. I've worked in real estate off and on, passive income for 25 years, buy a rental, fix it up, renovate it, put a renter in there and create income, or fix and flip or custom builds. Started a little bit in multifamily. And so, I just kind of started figuring out how can I create more income. And so I would pull equity lines out of one house and buy another. And so I started doing that. And then once I started flying in corporate aviation, I started to see the world a little bit bigger. And I was like, I can do bigger projects than $80,000 houses or $200,000 houses. I can do bigger projects. So, at that point, you're trying to save all the cash you can to create income. To buy one house, you're putting 20% down on everything for the first little while. But eventually I got, clear on it. And through the clients in aviation, they were just kind of pulling everything out of me. Like, you can do this, you should go bigger. So now I work with commercial projects. I've got a few that I'm working with that I'm super excited about, that I'm raising capital for, that I'm a founding investor or a part of. And I get, the benefits and the perks of being a founder, and as well as, you've got the buy-in with it. You want to really kind of promote and share. So yeah, I do a few different projects. One's a commercial music venue. It's gonna be similar to Coachella on the East Coast.
Where in East Coast?
Gainesville.
Gainesville.
We're about 80% done on that project. Got about 20% to go. Got $2 million more to raise. But the first show should be happening this winter. So we're on the line on that one. We're close. So yeah, it's exciting.
Wow,
There's going to be a lot
project.
of brick and mortar. It's a lot of hotels and bars and restaurants, as well as a water park, and then I don't know if it's some sort of motorized dirt track for bikes. And I'm like, is it BMX or is it motocross? I'm not sure. I think it's one of those two. Okay. But they just added that in, and then the margins look great, so they're pushing dirt on that. So to add some incentives outside of the music venue. So yeah, so that's just some fun stuff, international development stuff I'm working on in Costa Rica. And AI projects, of course, that I'm excited about. So yeah, a few things.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. And I know that you're a parent.
I am a mother.
Yes, a mother. And I'm sure that your children, are really, really looking up to you, being this powerful woman and, all of this on your plate and making such a difference. Yeah, how does that feel, to be in that position?
It's pretty humbling to be a single mother, because I'm a single mother. It's humbling in some ways when your kids see you cry and then they see you celebrate, but you have nobody else to celebrate with. So I'll say, hey guys, I'm a little excited, but I don't know if this is going to come to the table now, because before I'd be, oh gosh, this opportunity came and then it will fall through. And that happened so many times. I was seeing the discouragement in my kids, because they were seeing me just like floating around the house like, another no, why are there so many no's? But I've been starting to get more yeses, and they see the grit and the hustle. And so they tell me they're proud all the time. They're just like, I can't believe what you're doing. I can't believe who you're around or who you get to meet or what you get to experience. And we're just so proud of you. So I'm grateful. My kids are like definitely my number one supporters, for sure. Yeah, my kids are all over Instagram, liking every video, and all over, they're just supporting me in every way they can. So.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's great.
So single mother, does that mean that you're available?
Single and ready to mingle.
You hear that, gentlemen?
I'm looking for love, though.
Probably the most eligible bachelorette I've ever met.
We're eligible.
So what is something about you that normally you wouldn't share? I always like to ask that question, because you're very interesting, amazing, beautiful woman inside and out, but
something I don't typically share.
Yeah, that you would like the world to know.
Well, I don't sleep well, so that's one thing I don't share.
Okay.
I'm terrible in the bed. I just don't sleep. No, I'm trying to think of what I would want the world to know. I mean, I guess the main thing is just, leading with integrity and leading with intention, having authenticity in everything that you do. So being a single woman, if I looked at that as a hindrance in my life, which is not something I was like, yeah, let's talk about this.
Yeah.
If I took that approach with it, it would just be a shame or some sort of, but I use it as like, I'm not handicapped. This is amazing. Not that I had the experience that I did, because I would 10 out of 10 not recommend, but what I've come through is amazing. The strength and the courage that I found through it is amazing. And I think people don't really see that, because I put a brave face and a smile on all the time. And there's hard seasons,
Yeah.
Mental health and anxiety, those are all things that I deal with, and I have to stay in check constantly in my face before God. So yeah, just being authentic to who you are, and not using your pain as a scar in a bad way, but using it as a badge of honor of what you've walked through.
Yes.
And how you can kind of navigate life and show other people that it's possible. You can do it too.
Yes. Yeah. And
a lot of hard things in life, but you can do it.
And that's not easy, to be authentic, but you do it so naturally. And I think that's what lends to your power.
I agree. 100%. It is a superpower.
To share, like, you're not sleeping a lot. Well, no wonder. You're you're doing a lot of creation right now. But at the same time, us women do need to take care of ourselves. So I'm sure you have, that focus too when you can.
Yeah, I do, 100%. I'm very good. When I listen to my body, I pull back. So even last night, we're all hanging out. Everyone's ready to rock. I was tired by 10:30, 11. I'm like, I got to get back. So I left at 11.
Yes.
And I didn't go to sleep all night, but I was in my bed. So, but
Yeah.
I listen to my body. I do a lot of mindset stuff, mental health, read the word, pray, journal. Those are all things, working out, eating right. Those are all things that help kind of keep you, moving in a crazy pace when you're in a world like this.
You need to be able to, operate, at full capacity.
Yeah,
You
those
really
things
do need to
become
take care of
really
yourself.
important over the years. When you're a kid, you're like, it's okay. Older you get, you're like, no, I am shattered if I don't do this.
Oh, you're preaching to the choir in that one.
And, travel in the world. That's what we're doing.
Lots of travel.
Lots
Yes.
of travel.
Yeah. And last night was late night. Here at Board of Advisors, you're in proximity to a lot of great business leaders.
And you don't want to leave.
You just, it's so intriguing, and you're nurturing these incredible relationships. So, we don't sleep much here during the week.
Sleep when we're dead. Who cares? It's only at 6 a.m. when I'm irritated about it. Like, I didn't sleep.
But that's where having a private jet would come in handy, right?
You mentioned your time and your sleep.
You did mention that when you were on stage, that, this is something to consider, when you can afford it, or when it's, an opportunity that flying private and having that option, it buys you back your time.
Yeah, it buys back time, it buys back stress, it buys back margin.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just, if you can afford the luxury, which I'm in the right room at BA.
Yes, you are.
Then you should definitely utilize it.
Yes.
I think, a lot of marriages and relationships break down just because of work life, entrepreneur life, travel. Those are all things that are hard in any season. If you're trying to coordinate lifestyles and children and businesses and money, if you're worried about sleep and missing flights and not making your meeting on time because those are all things that can be avoided if it's important enough, if you need to make the meeting. And a lot of these people here, they can make meetings, 7 or 8 meetings in a couple days, and they're done for the week. Whereas if I was taking a commercial flight, 7 or 8 meetings across the world, it's taking a few weeks, so. Yeah.
It was really interesting because you mentioned that, and you said even some people will just have meetings on the tarmac.
Oh yeah.
They'll make the pit
Pull
stop,
the black car up,
maybe go into the jet to have this meeting, and they're off to their next destination.
Yep. Sometimes touchdown for an hour. Yeah.
Yes. All
Pilot,
right.
the plane's still on and ready to rock. They were whirl and go.
At the right time, sign me up for one of those.
Exactly, right?
But no, really, I am going to absolutely, refer all of my colleagues, and professional community to come check out, you. So where can people find you?
Yeah, so I'm thesarahmarie.net. I'm thesarahmarie1 on Instagram. My name is Sarah Marie Naska, so you can find me on Google.
Hence the name of your company,
SMH. SMH,
Uh-huh.
H is my maiden name, but SMH Capital, SMH Aviation Ventures, and SMH Coaching. So if anybody wants coaching, aviation sales, or charters, or investment partners, or private equity, we're ready to rock.
Yes, you are. Yeah. What a way to brand yourself too, right? That's a
living abundantly
brand.
Free with Sarah Marie.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Well, it's just such an honor, to have, gotten to know you and build this friendship, and thank you for being, part of our BA community. Love all that you're doing in this world, and most important, who you are as a person. Really bright light in this world, Sarah.
Thank you.
So
I appreciate
you. Thanks for having a conversation with me
You're
today.
You're the best.
Yes.
Kiss, kiss, hug, hug.